Good morning. We're coming to you today from Rythmia Life Advancement Center in beautiful Guanacaste, Costa Rica. And the name of this place is Rythmia Life Advancement Center. And we're a very, very unique center situated in Costa Rica. And hi, Zinlin. And there's something very, very unique about us as a center. It was said to me the other day that we're not even a center, we're a movement. And that really warmed my heart because what a beautiful thing to be, a movement. Very, very interesting time, yeah. So what makes Rythmia Life Advancement Center so different than any other place? What makes it a movement instead of a center? Something super unique happens here. Something super unique happens here that might not be happening in a lot of other centers. We believe in something that happens to you when you're younger, that at some point in your life, between when you're conceived and about 5 years old, you split from your soul, but remain within your own aura. And that all disease, all addiction, and all disorder, all sadness comes from this split, and we have a way of putting that back together through a combination of plant medicine, meditation, yoga, food, colonics, while you're here, and it happens in 1 week. This is what's interesting about this place. About 94.62% of the people who come through the door have this remerger occur, and this remerger changes their life. How do I know it changes their life? At the 6-month survey, because we survey people all the time, 6 months after people have been here, they get a survey, and 97.55% of them say that this was the week that changed their life, and that the miracle that they got at Rythmia is still working in their life. So what is different about that than any other place? Most places are workshop driven, and in a workshop driven, let's say in the course of a workshop, what you're doing is you're training your conscious mind in a new way, and that's great. That's great. It's necessary. It's about 3% of the deal. Because the 97% is being operated from somewhere else. So when you go to a workshop and you have a tremendous experience, as long as you're thinking about the workshop, it works. And then once you go to make a sandwich or drive a car, do something else, and your sub takes over, it goes and gets derailed again. We had a woman here about 5 months ago, and she was 50 years old, and her goal was to do 50 workshops in 50 weeks. And I caught her on her 35th week, and she's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful soul. And at the end of that week, she said, "That's my last workshop here," because it actually works and it sticks. And the crazy thing is that you can tell it's working when you're here. You can tell that something is different because you feel something you have not felt before. And how do I know this? I know it because I went through it myself. And it changed my life forever. That was July 5th of 2014, almost 5 years ago today, and my life was much different. I was an alcoholic, a drug addict, a sex addict, all things that were not good. I was wealthy, but I was going through many things that weren't good. I was a mad person. And it changed my life from being self-centered to being this guy who wants to help people. And it's a crazy, crazy transition that I went through, but it's a beautiful one. So I wanted to mention two things. So at Rythmia, this week we have Truthonomics, which is a course on creation or manifestation, which is real big. And I think we've got 73 or 74 people here this week. I miss you guys so much. And all of our weeks are filling up. Next week, or the week after next, is Michael Beckwith, and then on and on and on. It goes bigger and bigger and bigger. You gotta get here. You gotta get here because the thing that happens here is really real, and it really, really, really changes your life, and it changes your life for good. This is not this isn't a joke. This is not some parlor trick. This is the real thing. And why is it real? Well, because it operates on the part of you that's broken. It operates on your sub, your soul, the part that's split, the part that you can't think yourself through. That is the difference with this mechanism. And not only that, you have transformational breath work at the same time, and you leave with tools that keep this thing alive and going on and on and on. I want to talk about a friend of mine, Ben Decker, who does a great workshop, who's here the week of July 27th through August 4th. Many of our weeks are sold out. When you look at the calendar, many of the weeks are sold out. Here's a week just around the corner that you can still get in. So please, please, please come in. Please come and go to this thing. And I want to tell you something. People say all the time, well, what does it feel like? Because most of us are just so caught up in this way of living with pain. And I can tell you what a merged soul feels like. The first thing is this: you don't have questions. So I know so many people in the spiritual space. They're at a horoscope reader, a fortune teller, an energy reader. They want to know what's happening next week, next month, next da-da-da-da. What am I supposed to do about my boyfriend? What am I supposed to do about my husband? What am I supposed to do about my wife? What am I supposed to do about... They're just full of questions. When you're merged, and your heart is healed, you don't have questions. You're not looking for an answer to a question. You're being in life, and you know exactly where you are, you know exactly what you want, and you know exactly what's good for you. What a great way to walk through life for a while without questions, Without any questions. It's an amazing way to go through life, yeah? My whole life was about questions, like questions I couldn't get the answers to, so I'd drink, or I'd have sex, or I'd do cocaine, I'd do whatever the hell I had to do to fill the void, try to make more money to fill the void, because I didn't have answers to my questions. And once you're merged, what's so crazy is this. So statistically, in our business, we have a journey on Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night. And by Wednesday, about half of the people have already had their merger. And they take their book of intentions and questions and they throw it out because they no longer have questions. What a beautiful thing to have, to go through life and not have questions, This, and here's the greatest thing. This happens to 946 out of every 1,000 people who walk through the door. And then those people who missed the 4.5% or the 5.5%, they come back and 94.6% of them get it. So nobody escapes without getting it. So this is really real. You don't have to be in pain. You don't have to be questioning. You don't have to be worrying. There's really, really, really a solution. And the solution's here, right here at Rythmia. So what am I saying if you can't get here? Hey, Gerry. Hi, Lisa Ann. Hi, Amanda. What if you can't get here? Well, if you can't get here, leave yourself alone. Don't be mad at yourself because you can't get the thing today. Make an appointment for a year from now to come here. Make an appointment for 6 months from now to come here. And in the interim, leave yourself alone. I'm going to tell you what. If you had a child and you told your child to go open the door and your child was using the wrong key to open the door, would you yell at him and beat him up for that? No way. And yet that's what we're doing when we try to do this thing with our mind. We're using the wrong key in the door, and then we're yelling at ourselves because it didn't work. That's true pain. That is not what you want for yourself. That is not what you want for yourself, right? So if you can't get here, leave yourself alone until you can. I'm telling you. Leave yourself alone until you can. And by leave yourself alone, give yourself a break. Give yourself a break until then. But what I would do is this, because I swear to you, it's filling up, it's filling up, and it's filling up. I would call ahead and make an appointment. And because once you make an appointment to come here, once you make a reservation to come here, the medicine starts working in your life, and the synchronicities are crazy. And I'm really telling you this, and the thing is, I'm not doing this thing for money. People think I'm doing this for money. Yeah? People that don't know me think I'm doing it for money. Here's the truth. I took over a 90% pay cut to do this. Not 9%, 90%. In the real world, I can make over $1 million a month. In my pocket, me. In this world, I'm making nothing a month. But I'm having the time of my life. And I'm doing this for a reason. And you know why? My payment is watching you transform in 1 week. That's my payment. And I want to tell you what, I'm fucking overpaid because it's the most glorious feeling in the world to watch and to see. I love it, and I love it from the deepest part of my soul. So please come here. And I got to tell you what, if you think you're out of time, if you think that nothing will work, you're wrong. You're never out of time, and this does work. And here's the craziest thing. People talk about this in metaphysics all the time, but they don't really understand it. When this happens, when this remerger happens, all of the time that you lost is given back to you in that second. And I know that you can't, most of us can't understand what that means, but when it happens, it is the truth. Yeah? I'm a 55 or 56, I think I'm 55-year-old guy. And all of a sudden, I'm brand new again. I'm brand new again. I'm like a kid. Hey, Liz Housel, I haven't seen you in a while. Hi, Jill. Please listen to my words. Nothing is lost. Nothing is too broken that it can't be fixed, and you're not too broken. All of this can come back full circle. And as a matter of fact, your brokenness is exactly the best thing about where you are right now. Your brokenness is your invitation to get fixed. Ross from Bulla. Well, I'm a Bulla fan. Hey, Ross. Your brokenness is your invitation to get fixed. This is your soul screaming to you that it wants back in the game. Thank God you're feeling your brokenness. Thank God you're feeling your brokenness. Because it is your soul telling you that it wants back in the game. If you weren't connected with it, then you wouldn't be being called. See, you're here today because you're being called. You're being called, and it's calling you and pulling on your soul. It's pulling on your soul. Your soul wants you, it wants to get back in the game with you. That sounds crazy, right? But it's absolutely, positively on the Word of God, it's the truth. And everything you've gone through, and everything you're going through right now, right in this moment, is because it wants to come back around. It is pushing you. It's pushing you, and it wants you. Yeah? It wants back in. So, what can you do? Oh, my voice is cracked. What can you do between now and then? I'm going to tell you what to do. You can read books, and you can do this, and you can do that. Yep. But more than anything, leave yourself alone. Make an appointment, make a reservation, then leave yourself alone. I'm going to tell you, people come here all the time, and we have a process, right? And the process is show me who I become, merge me back with my soul, and heal my heart. And people always get confused over this show me who I become. They see who they become and they want to change themselves. Look, we've been trying for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years to change ourselves. That ain't going to work. Let the medicine, let the program change it. Give it to someone else. Give it to us. This is what we do. Give it to us. And come in faith, right? See who you become and give us that, what you become, give it to us and let the medicine take it. I can tell you something. The other day someone said I'm a thought leader. And I near shit myself because it's the last fucking thing in the world that I am. I'm a cheerleader, not a thought leader. I'm a cheerleader for something that really changed my life. And that, hey, Tiffany Lynn, and that changes the life of everybody that it touches. I'm a cheerleader for that. If you think for 1 second you're going to turn on some TV or some notebook or some computer and see some guy spout out some shit and that shit's going to stick with you in your subconscious, you're just kidding yourself. I mean, it's entertaining and it can help for a day and motivate you through a day, That's great. That's thought leading. I am a thought leader. I'm a cheerleader for something that really works, that's really permanent, and that's really yours. I'm going to tell you the craziest shit. The medicine said not even death can take it away from you. You're going to get something when you're here that you not only get to keep for now, you get to keep it through eternity. You get to keep this forever. Talk about money well spent. People talk about, oh, it costs so much to fly there and it costs so much. How much is it costing you to stay where you're at? How much is it costing you to stay stuck? You know, because you only get so many days, right? Depending on who you are and your health and all that. There's only so many days. What's it costing you to spend those days in unhappiness? What's it costing you to spend those days being unfulfilled? What's it costing you to spend those days being stuck? This is cheap. Living a life of pain is expensive. Living a life of pain is expensive. And by all means, please make a choice. It's about time. You know, if you've been watching this thing and if you've been thinking about it and wondering, what's that gnawing in the back of me? That's your soul. And your soul wants back in this game. Allow your soul back in the game. Allow your soul to get back in. Call us. Make an effort. Just put a placeholder out there. If you don't have the money, so what? Call and book it for next year. And then in the interim, get ready. Prepare. Leave yourself alone. Because wonderful, wonderful things are happening here. And it's happening all the time. And you know what? Nobody gets left behind. When you come here, you're held from the moment you get here to 6 months after you're here. You're held. You're in this space. So please, please, please come. And I have to tell you, this is from my heart and my soul. Please come. It'll make a difference in your life. A huge difference. So do me a favor. The number is 1-866-936-9446. The name of the center is Rythmia, and it's not just a center, it's a movement. And I can say that now from a great place. There are no thought leaders here. There are only cheerleaders for a system that involves plant medicine that makes a permanent change. That's it. And it's not whether you can afford to do it. It's whether you can afford not to do it. Are you going to stay where you're stuck? Please come here. Please see us. My friend Ben Decker doing mindful yoga, meditation, and he's just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful guy. July 27th to August 4th. Come and see him that week. Come and see me. I'll be here as usual. I think I'm here 13 out of every 14 weeks, and I'm doing what I love to do, and I'd love to meet you. Please come. And for the people who are watching this that think someone in their family or someone in their friends needs to hear this, please do me a favor. Press share. Take a minute and share this. Take a minute and share it, and then if you're watching it from a share, press share again. Because there are people in there. There doesn't have to be sadness. You don't have to be in pain. There's a solution, and we actually have it. So listen, guys, I love you. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in with us this week. I'll be back here next week. May God bless you. May God hold you. And for all things, leave yourself alone. God bless you, and I'll see you next week. Peace.